this roll number, name of the student, student class, section, fees and past information is all these information belongs to a single student. So we will try to create one object or a class for this student, so that each and every student that we create or that we get information regarding this type of data, we can use that class as an one data type. Like for int we use int, for name of the student we use string, and section of the student we char. Same way for this complete information, we call it as student, and directly we can create student like how we created for int. Same way we'll take it as student as a class data type, the name of the student or variable for the student, and the information that we want to store in that type of data. Now let's create one class, default package. Just right click, in that you have new, click that, in that we have class, in that class name student, name of the class as student, and there is some message, the use of default package is discouraged. So let us create, just cancel this. Whenever you directly create a class inside src, it will create one default package. Okay, instead of that, let's create one package. Package is nothing but a folder structure. How we create files and store in particular folder, same way package is nothing but a folder structure, or it's a group of files. You can say, you can simple words, you can consider a package is nothing but a folder structure that we call it as package in Java. Okay, let's create one package. Click on src, right click, new, click on package. Let's create com.java basic. Okay, this package name, this you can give anything as of convenience. Whenever we are working for any company, then they will have some standard, so that this is what we use for package that you have to give. As of now you can give like com.java basics, and no, one point to be noted here is the package name should be always small letters, com.java basics. You can directly use Java basics or Java basic, anything. If you want to have multiple folder structures, then com.basic, and you can use anything like org.java or org directly, or anything. I will use com.java basic, and try to avoid using keywords like only when you're giving Java, or com.lang, or some keywords that you see in Android or in Java. Click on finish. We have created. Let's drag this demo into this. Click on demo.java. Now we have created a package and moved our demo class into that package. You can directly cut paste, or you can copy paste anything, and you can drag and drop also. Now let's create our student class. Just right click on package. Now right click on package, new, in that you have class. Click on class. In class you can see package name as chem student, and we will not check the static void main method. Just leave that, just give student name. For classes we'll take the first letter as caps, so I'm giving student as caps and remaining small letters. And if you want to give like student info, then you can give info. This is camel casing, the second word info I'm giving caps. You can try that as well. Click on finish. Okay, you can see that package under which folder it is com.java basic. Inside that, it's a public class, student is the name of the class, and this curly braces, this is a syntax to create a class or a syntax of a class. For demo class, you can see previously it was nothing there because it was inside src, so now it is under com.java basics, so the package name has come and name of the demo class. This is our class. Now let's see, for student we had roll number, name of the student, class, section, fees and pass. Just copy this, or we'll type there. Let's type, like whenever you are creating any variable, it's preferred to use private as a keyword. I will tell you what is the difference between not giving any modifier or access specifier and giving specifier. Private, private int roll number is equal to 101. Let me give this, and private string student name Okay, we have created roll number, name, class, section, fees and past information. You can see name, class, student. Okay, now you can see in demo class we have main method. Inside that, this is a method. Okay, consider it's a regular method or main method, anything, both are same methods itself. Inside method we created variables. Okay, roll number, student name, and in class we have created variables. There is no method and we have not written any method. This type of declaration, that is inside directly under class, is called variable. These are called instant variables, means the variables that belongs to a class. these variables we can access throughout this class, and these variables that we declared inside a method are called local variables. Let me brief. Till now we have created a project 01. In that we have created a package com.java basics, and also we created two classes. One is demo.java and student.java. Demo.java is just to run and check the output. In the demo.java we have only one method, that is public static void main. String asks as a parameter. This is a block of the method. This is only method. Only method we have in the demo class. In student class, click on student. In student class, public class student, and the package name is given. In this we have curly braces. Inside that we created around 6 variables. These variables are nothing but the memory location in the JVM or in the system. When we start executing the programs, these memory allocations are created and the names are given respectively. Like when this line of code is executed, then a memory location for an int data type is created, and the name for this is roll num. This will be the reference for that memory location, and the value inside this memory location is 0101. Same way, when this line of code, this line get executed, a memory is allocated and assigned, and that reference is given to student name, and the value inside or inside the memory, the SAM is stored, and this memory location is of type string and its access is private. Same way for all the variables. This type of line, that is private int roll number, name of the variable, and the value, this is called modifier or access modifier, and this is a data type and the name of the variable and the value assigned to it, assigning operator and value of it. It is called defining of a variable. To create a variable we can create in two ways. One is defining and one is declaring. Just see the example. Private int num1 is called declaring. We are created a variable of data type int, and access is modifier is private, data type, and name of the variable. This itself is called declaration. This is declaration. There is no value assigned to it. The value need to be assigned it. So this is called declaring. We just declared a variable called num1 of data type int. Num1 is an int value holder. This is declaration. If we assign a value to it like 200, then this is defining a variable, where we define num1 is a integer, type integer, and has a value 200. This is called initial value or initialization. This is called defining a variable. If we create a variable and leave as it is without any value, then this is called declaration. Declaring the variable. And if we assign the value for it when we are creating the variable, then that is called defining a variable. By these two ways we can say that if you are just creating a variable and we are not giving any value to it, then it is called declaring. And if you are creating variable and giving the initial value, it is called defining a variable, and this is called initializing the variable. Till now we saw what type of data types are allowed in Java. That is, numeric and non-numeric data types are allowed. Numeric are numbers like floating point numbers, whole numbers and all, and non-numeric are characters, boolean, string. In numeric we saw int, long, float, double, and in non-numeric we saw string, character and boolean, that is true and false. And few more where data types are there. Those are byte, short, byte and short, and long. These three you have to work it out. And after that, variables. Variables are temporary memory locations. When you declare a variable, a memory is allocated. It's a temporary memory is allocated for that variable, and the reference is given to the variable name, and the value for that variable is stored inside that memory. Consider when you create a variable or when you are declaring like int data type and num2, then when you execute this program or when this line of code is executed, a memory is created or allocated for this num2, and the reference to this is given to num2, and the value, whenever you assign any value to this num2, that value is stored in the memory. And when you are defining this int data type and num1, a memory allocation is done for a int variable or int data type, and the value inside that memory is 200, and for the memory locations reference is given to num1. Let me remove this. Till now we saw what are data types and what are variables. Now let's see what are types of variables that we have. In student class, we declared or defined these six variables inside a class. Okay, these type of variables are called global variables or class level variables. And the variables that we declared in our demo.java class, we have created these six variables, that is roll number 1, student, roll number 2, student 2, class 2, section this. These are called local variables. These are inside the method. Inside method, their scope, their existence is within this block of code, inside this method. So they are called local variables. And the parameter that we have for public static void main, we have string array args. This is called parameter. These are the type of variables. One is global variables or class level variables. Another one is local variables, which are declared or used inside a method, which are defined or declared inside a method, and the values that you pass to a method are called parameters. Let me show you. In variables, type of variables, we have mainly two types. One is local, another one is global or class level. in local variables, and one more is there, that is parameter. This class level or global variables are declared inside a class, not inside method. And these local variables are declared or defined inside a method. And the parameters are the values that we pass to a method. Consider these are called class level or global variables. Let me create one method like void m1, and these are my this. Now let me int num1 is equal to 0. This is called local variable. This variable we can access only within this curly braces. We cannot access this num1 outside this block. So they are local to this block of code, so we call them as local variables. We create one more method like void m2, and I want to pass some value, so I will pass like string value. This is data type and name of the variable, and this value. This value is called parameter. The value that you pass to a method are called parameters, and the value which you declare inside a or a variable that you declare inside a block of code, this can be a method or block of code, that are called local variables, and these are called parameters. Now you can see this roll number, we have roll num we declared inside a class. This roll num we can access inside this line of code like roll number 1, roll number, and in this method also. Okay, but we cannot use this num1. Just try to use it when you are, let me use that. And I'm trying to use it, it is saying num1 cannot be resolved to a variable. Okay, so this existence is inside only inside this method, and value, if you are trying to access the same thing there, you cannot use it, it's not allowed. So the scope or the existence of this variables is inside this block, so they are called local variables, and the variables that we declare at class level, they are called global or class level variables. And if you want to pass this num1 to num2 so that it is used, then you have to, it's a string value, right? Let me create one more local variable, string name and value. When I want, this is a local variable, and if I want to pass this to some other method, then I have to call that method and pass this, I have to pass this local variable as a parameter to m2 method. By this you can pass from this local variable, you can pass it to the method that is taking the value. Now if you print this value, then it will come as some value will be printed on the console. Let me remove this things.